Hello and welcome to the class of Jain Art and Architecture. You must have heard about Mahavira, you must have heard about Jainism. So, today we'll also see the art and architecture related to Jainism. It is going to be an important class related to art and culture for every exam, especially for UPSC. Okay, so guys, before we are going to delve into it, let me give you a small info about the mentorship program being run for TSPSC 2025-2026. So one-on-one live mentorship by Deepika ma'am, that's what you're getting. And believe me, if you are an aspirant, live mentorship really matters. Call on the numbers below to inquire for more informations. And we are also running TSPSC Group 1 and TSPSC Group 2 classes and the full batches for the free demo classes, guys, where you don't have to give any money but you can try it for free. Call on the numbers given below. So let's get started with our class that's about Jain art and architecture. So Jainism, as you know, guys, it's an ancient Indian religion along with Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism. These are few. You can also contribute, take the contributions of Sikhism also. Jain art is known for its emphasis on simplicity, elegance and spiritual symbolism, and we are going to delve into it more. So let's see the distinctive features of Jain temples and sculptures. So temples, normally the basadis and the derasars. What does these basadis and derasars, what does it mean? Basadis are the Jain temple in Karnataka. In Karnataka, the Jain temples are known as the Basadis. Okay, and Derasars are the Jain temples located in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Okay, normally in Gujarat and Rajasthan, the Jain temples are known as the Derasars, and in Karnataka, you have it named as the Basadis. You have one exception, by the way, Shravanabelagola. Okay, that's Derasar temple, but that's in Karnataka. Okay, remember that, it might be asked to confuse you. Okay, these basadis were also, if there were the temples, there were also the place as residence where the monks, Jain monks, can reside. And for the basadis, guys, the famous temple you can know is Panchakota Basadi and Guru Basadi. Okay, and these basadi temples were built in Western Ganga and Dravidian style. So these are few important info about basadis and derasars. I hope so you have understood the basadis and derasars in Karnataka, Gujarat and Rajasthan. Now let's see, there are 24 Tirthankaras in Jainism. Number 1, Rishabhnath or Adinath. The animal, there is animal depiction and also color depiction of the Tirthankaras. So Rishabhnath or Adinath has golden color representation, and the animal depicted with him is bull. Okay, this is the first one. And the last two are also very famous. That's the Parshvanath with snake, and the color is green, and Mahavira, okay, with lion, and the color here is gold again. Okay, golden color. So you must remember at least these three. If others you can remember, then that's very good. Three components of the temple of Jainism architecture will see. The first, the Garbhagriha or the sanctum sanctorium. Then we have the Mandapa, that's the middle part. And then you have the Shikara, the tall structure above the sanctum. So this is a sort of, you can say, the map where you have the Mula Prasada and the Garbhagriha in the middle, and then you have the Rang Mandapa and Meghnad Mandapa. Then you have the Bhadra Prasada at here, then you have the Mahadara Prasada, Devakulika and Bhamati. Okay, now let's see this one by one. First, the Garbhagriha. Okay, so the sanctum sanctorum housing the idol of Tirthankara, obviously it will be in the middle, and you will have the idol placed over here, often constructed from marble and sandstone. This you should remember, especially in Rajasthan and in Gujarat you'll see that. Okay, Namandapa, this is what, this is the pillared hall you will have. You can see the beautiful pillared halls over there. So this is the Mandapa, and then you will see the Shikara over the sanctum. Okay, the tower that is built Often you'll have it decorated, and you'll have it ornamented. Okay, so this is the Shikara. Now, architectural traits. What are the architectural traits in Jainism architecture? Emphasis will be on symmetry. As you can see this symmetry in this, you can see this symmetry, these circular symmetries, and then you will have the carvings over there. Okay, and then you will see absence of erotic or worldly figures. Unlike in some Hindu temples, if you go and see Konark Sun Temple for an example, so there are some erotic figures, but here you will not get. And use of toranas, okay, the ornamental gateways. We also see the toranas in stupas, okay, the very same way we see it over here. Tirthankaras are depicted in meditative poses. It's important, remember this, it can be asked in the question, either in Padmasana, that is the sitting lotus position, or Kayotsarga. Kayotsarga is standing posture. Sculpture often includes symbols, that is the lakshanas, okay, lakshan, that's what we call in Hindi, lakshanas, symbols specific to each Tirthankara. For example, lion is for Mahavira, okay, bull for Rishabhnath, we have discussed. For Parshvanath it is snake. Yaksha, Yachi figures are common as protective deities, okay, Yaksha and Yachi. Somewhere the Yachini is also the female is also known as the Yachini or the Yachi. Important Jain centers, let's take a look. So we have Dilwara temple, Mount Abu, Rajasthan, and then we have the Shravanabelagola in Karnataka. So these are a few of the important Jain centers, and let's see few others also important Jain centers. Let's discuss about Dilwara. So Dilwara temple in Mount Abu, Rajasthan, it was built between 11th to 13th century Common Era, and 5 marble temples dedicated to different Tirthankaras were built over here. White marble architecture was used, so that is something which you must remember, and you can see it's so beautiful over here. And then major temples, we are talking still about Mount Abu, okay, we are talking about the Dilwara temple. So as we have seen, the 5 temples were built. One of them was Bimal Vasahi, that was dedicated to Adinath. It was built by Bimal Shah, okay, from Chalukyas he comes. And then we have the second one, okay, and that is the Luna Vasahi. It was dedicated to Neminath, okay, also known as Tejapala temple. Why Tejapala temple? Because it was built by Vastupala and Tejapala, okay. So these two are in, that is one of the temples in Dilwara, Mount Abu. One of the another important Jain center is Shravanabelagola, Karnataka. You might have seen this pic, okay, the statue of Gometeshwara or Bahubali as they call him. Major Jain pilgrim center, 57 feet tall, carved from a single granite block, okay, single granite block, and also it is a monolithic statue. So you should remember, it might be asked. Statue symbolizes renunciation, self-control and peace. It was built in 983 Common Era by Chamundaraya, okay, and it's a Ganga dynasty minister. So remember, this can be asked. Jain arts avoids violent, erotic or aggressive imagery. We have already seen that. Tirthankaras are no ornaments or weapons, are not carved on them, represented with serene facial expression, aura and symbolic animals or emblems. Triple umbrellas above the head symbolize spiritual authority, and you have Astamangala, that is 8 auspicious symbols given over there. You can see the elephants carved, you can see the lotus, you can see the other things. So the faces will be carved and all. Stylistic elements and iconography. So we have 2 types of idol. One is Digambara idols, okay. Let's break this word to understand. Digambara, Dig and Ambar. Ambar is for the cloth, okay, Ambar is for the cloth, and Dig is for the Disa, okay, direction, Disa, direction. So whose clothes are the direction only, direction, दिशाएं जिसकी कपड़े हों, Ambar, वस्त्र, so those are called Digambar. So obviously they will not wear the clothes because Disa जो हैं वो उनके Ambar हैं, वस्त्र हैं. So these are more nude and more ashya, that you can see over here. And Swetambar, again let's break it down. Swet is white, Swet is safed or white, and Ambar again the cloth. So whose clothes are white, those are called the Swetambar. So obviously white clothes means you will wear some clothes. clothes and ornamented, that is the Shvetambara idol. So this is the difference between the Digambara idols and the Shvetambara idols. Now getting ahead, let's see cave architecture at Udayagiri and Khandagiri, Odisha. So what is few important points over here. Udayagiri and Khandagiri hills are near Bhubaneswar. I went there. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. From 2nd century before common era, you can say that it was built. Patronized by King Kharvel. Okay, King Kharvel of Mahamegha Vahana dynasty. Okay, functioned as a monastic dwellings for Jain monks. So there they used to reside and do all of their co-works. Carved directly into rock, decorated facades and inscriptions. Okay, so it's very beautiful. If you get time near Bhubaneswar, if you are ever going to the beaches of Puri or Jagannath temple, so there you can visit this. Okay, it's really very beautiful. Here you also have one Jain temple also. If you can see over here, there is a temple also. So let's move ahead. Some of the notable caves that you should remember of Udayagiri and Khandagiri are Rani Gufa, that is the large double-storied cave at relief sculpture. Then you have the Hathi Gufa, known for the inscription detailing King Kharvilas. This can be asked to Hathi Gufa as the inscriptions related to what? And the Ganesh Gufa, sculptures of elephants and Jain motifs. Okay, what we have come to know through these Hathi Gufa inscriptions, guys, this tells us the detail about Kharavela. Okay. This tells us the detail, the chronology and all those things about Kharavela, who built it. So that was it for the Jain art and architecture. Let's see few of the questions whether we can answer or not. What you should do, pause this right here right now, try to answer it in the comments. Let's see whether you're right or wrong. If you're right, that's very good. If you're wrong, you will emphasize yourself more to remember the right answer. Okay, so do that with every question. Let's see the first question. The Linga Raja temple built during the medieval period is located where? It is located in, it's in Bhubaneswar. Okay, Shravanabelagola is a Jain site often confused with other religious architecture, useful for elimination based questions. So there what they are saying. So Shravanabelagola should have been eliminated. Okay. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Dilwara temple. They are located in Mount Abu. Okay. They were built by the Chalukya rulers. They are famous for their marble carving. These two things we saw. Chalukya rulers we did not show. Okay. So what is the right answer? The right answer should be A, 1 and 3 only, because 2 is not right. Chalukyas did not build the Dilwara temple. They were built by local ministers and Jain patrons like Bimal Shah. We saw that. Okay. Already we saw that. Next question. The image of a Tirthankara in a Jain iconography is generally depicted as what? A fierce warrior. They show the Jain Tirthankara as a fierce warrior. Do we see that? With weapons in hand? I don't think so. We have seen that. Reclining on a separate serpent bed like Vishnu? No, we have not seen that. Even surrounded by multiple deities and animals? No, they use some symbols, but they are not surrounded by multiple deities. Okay, they are Yacha and Yachis or the Yacha and Yachinis, but even this is not so very correct. So seated or standing in meditative posture? Yes, we saw that. Padmasana or the Kayograsta that we saw. So without ornaments, yes, without ornaments is also something. So B should be the right answer. B is the right answer. Now with reference to the religious practices in India, the Sthanakvasi sect, well, this was asked in UPSC, guys, and the correct answer to this is Jainism. Okay, don't confuse it with Buddhism. It is Jainism, to be very precise. Okay, so no idol worship. Sthanakvasis are Jain sect that reject idol worship. Remember this, Sthanakvasis, Jain sect that reject idol worship. Okay, which of the following statements about Dilwara temple is or are correct? They are located in Gujarat. Are they located in Gujarat? They are dedicated to Jain Tirthankaras. Okay, they are renowned for their intricate idol or carving. So okay, I believe one is not right. Dilwara temples are in Rajasthan. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so B, 2 and 3 is the correct answer for here. Okay. So with that we have reached to one of the last questions that we are going to discuss. The Hathi Gufa inscription provide information about which rulers? Right now we saw the Khandagiri hills and all. So what was the right answer? Kharavela. Okay. So Kharavela is the right answer. With that we have come to the end of Jain art and architecture. We'll meet again with you in the next class of art and culture series. If you have any comments, please comment it down, like, the classes and also subscribe to the channel. Till then, keep preparing for the success and all the very best to you.